Welcome to Sports Viewpoints. My name is Bill. I am your host. We are on Sports Viewpoints tonight on Thursday. We call it Sports Viewpoints for a reason because we take your viewpoints on sports. You'll see the number throughout the day. You can call us if you want to. But we have a special guest with us from Dalton State Roadrunners, Coach Ben Rickett of the golf program.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Welcome to the show. And you're just starting at Dalton State. A golf program, or you're just starting an athletic program?
Yeah, we started. I was employed actually in January, and there was nothing. You got given a key and said, "Here's your office," and you go from there. And it's hard to believe that 11 months later we're sitting here and volleyball's ended, our full semester of golf's ended, basketball's well underway, cross country's finished, all of them. It's well underway with the athletic program now.
It is, and you're starting to see in the basketball program going on. What's that like to start? Basically, an athletic program, a golf program from scratch.
It's hard. It is hard. And I knew it was going to be hard going in. From a mentor standpoint, I had a great mentor growing up with Coach June at Chattanooga. And then going into this, I thought I was pretty well prepared. But there's been things that I've come across that you just physically cannot prepare for. It's been very, very hard, but I wouldn't change a thing about it.
Yeah, you mentioned that you played collegiately at Chattanooga, former Mock, and I guess that's what got you in the area.
Yeah, it was one of those positions that opened up, and you hear about the facilities that Dalton State was able to offer from a golf standpoint, and when you got the farm with Deck Cheatham there, and Dalton Golf and Country Club with Lowell Fritz and Russ Alston, it's two facilities that are state of the art, and my next move was I wanted to be a head coach somewhere, and I felt like it was a great opportunity to start something that I wanted, taking a model from such a great program like UTC to Dalton.
Yeah, where is your home course and for DSC?
It is at the moment. It is the farm, and then we've also got the Dalton Golf and Country Club. So we jump between the two, and Knob North as well helps out a lot. So three very, very good golf courses.
And tell us about what conference athletically is.
Well, athletically, we're not in a conference this first year. We're unable to compete in conference and postseason this first whole of this academic year, and then the following year we will be. There's two conferences that we're jumping between right now that we want one of them. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to say which one of them, but we will be in one of the two starting in the fall of 2014.
Okay, 2014 you'll start conference play in a conference to be announced later.
Yes.
SEC, all I'm saying. I messed up.
Yeah, you got us.
But yeah, and so that's interesting. Could you tell us a little bit about the first year? What's interesting, or some of the players?
Well, yeah, the first year we've had, I think our record was 33-22. We got off to a little bit of a slow start, but the progression was fantastic. I challenged them early on with a tough schedule, playing against some Division I competition, a lot of Division II competition. So I really wanted to challenge them to see how they would respond. And as I said, when the first event was a tough one because it's the first time golf has ever been played at Dalton State. So I think they felt a little bit of it. But as we went through the semester, they progressed, they responded, and they're really starting to come together as a team, because that's one thing you do take for granted is team bonding and getting these players close together, because you can't make that happen. It has to happen.
Yeah, I think it's been interesting to see the team, the athletic teams growing, but also the community starting to notice what's going on there.
Yeah, and then that's what you need to run a successful athletic program. You need the community support, and when you've got athletic director like Derek Warren, his associate like Richard Skill, they do such a fantastic job of they're getting out in the community, making us get out in the community. So we're on board, and then hopefully the community is on board with what we're trying to do to Dalton and help Dalton in any way that we can.
Absolutely. We'll be back talking more with Ben Rickett. We'll take your phone calls here at Sports Viewpoints. We also have a video showing some of the players you've taken into the golf teams there at Dalton State. So we'll be back in 2 minutes with more Sports Viewpoints right here on Channel 39. Welcome back to Sports Viewpoints. We have to run that disclaimer each time. The opinions expressed by me or Coach Rickett here are not the opinions of the rich muckety mucks who own this station. So, and I wouldn't worry about them too much, because clearly they don't come off their money very easily. But welcome back to the show, Ben Rickett, the head coach of Dalton State Roadrunners golf team, and And welcome back to the show. We're going to take a look at your first ever Dalton State Runners golf team here on Sports Viewpoints.
My name is Ben Rickett. I grew up southwest London, Wimbledon. Came over here at 18, played college golf at UT Chattanooga, played 5 British amateurs back in England, and made match play on 2 of those occasions.
I'm Levi Nix. I'm from Lafayette, Georgia, and I play for Dalton State Golf.
My name is Chase Jones. I'm currently a sophomore at Dalton State College. I went to Murray County High School. I'm really excited about the Dalton State program. I came here with anticipation of becoming a better golfer and knew that Dalton State had a great program and excellent facilities to improve my game.
My name is Tyler Mitchell. Anthony D'Angelo from Gulfport, Mississippi.
My name is Maximilian Brook. I'm coming from Austria, Europe. I played there for the national team, and after high school I decided to come to the United States.
I started playing the game when I was 12, fell in love with it. I didn't ever really think I was going to, do too much at it, but started practicing and playing and got pretty good at it, so it's been my passion. I would like to pursue it as much as I can.
Being a part of the first ever team, it means that you have a standard to set. We're the first team to ever be a part of the golf program at Dalton State, so we kind of have a bar to set, and I think so far we've set it pretty high. For incoming freshmen, they have something that they know that they have to live up to.
It's exciting to be a part of the first golf team at Dalton State. It's fun to get to play with the guys and travel around and play in tournaments.
It's an honor for me to play for the Dalton State golf team.
The academics is, the whole reason they come to school. I look at golf as being the privilege side of things. Number one priority is getting your grades, and being a student athlete as well. It requires a lot of discipline when you're on the road, especially as golfers for 2, 3, 4 days in a row.
In academics, because we're always a student first and an athlete second, and it means a lot to me to be able to perform well in both aspects on and off the golf course, and to do my best and to do my part in representing Dalton State golf team and the school and the community and doing well.
Aspirations after this, just like everybody else, get as good as I possibly can. If all else works out, then turn pro and try to make a career out of it. And if not, then do something sports related. It's always been in my family and in my life to do something with sports.
After the fall semester, I'm really excited about the spring and what's to come. I think we've got a lot of good anticipations for next semester, and I think we'll play well.
Coach Rickett does a good job of getting us prepared each week for tournaments.
Coach Rickett, he's definitely, we lucked up on the coaching end of the deal. You don't normally get a coach that has Division I experience at a first-year school.
It's a great opportunity. It's not often you get to start things from scratch and exactly where you want to put the program and in the direction that you want to take it. But things like this don't happen without the help of the likes of Derek, our AD, and Richard Skill, our associate AD, who give us as coaches everything that we could possibly ever need to really get this thing going.
Well, there you are, the golf team there. Tell us about starting a program and the recruiting process. Where did you start? You can't give away all your recruiting secrets.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, it's you start off and you're in an office and you say, where do I start? And obviously you need players, and luckily enough, Chase was my first recruit, and he ended up on my doorstep, and that kind of got the thing. It got it really rolling, and then I come across Levi next, and then with previous contacts, someone from Austria appears on the radar, and that's where you really use a lot of it. Coaching's networking. You got to use resources around you, and the recruiting part at UTC helped me with that, building a contact base that I was able to recruit overseas, and obviously being from overseas, I got some pretty good contacts internationally also, and then finishing off, and Tyler Mitchell was low amateur in the Georgia Open this summer, and he was on my doorstep. He was already enrolled at Dalton State, and then finishing off with Anthony, who one of the local pros, Matt Hughes, said, you got to watch this kid, and in 5 days I got him turned around and into school. So it's crazy how things work out, but I'm very pleased with the core group of guys that I've got.
We saw a little bit of the players' personalities in the video. Anything we missed? Anything we should know?
The little things that go on behind the scenes, that's between us and the team. But I tell you what, they're a good group of kids to spend a lot of time around. they work hard, and as I said, a lot of stuff does go on behind the scenes with the workouts, with the practice, and it's long days for them, and I give them credit in that respect, because again, all the people see is them turning up for school and going to tournaments, but they do a lot behind the scenes, and that's where I respect them, and we've got that kind of unity as a team, and we're going to continue to work on it.
And they talked a little bit about community as well, because you've been involved in the community. I know you've been involved in the Miracle League. We talked about a lot here on Channel 39 Sports Viewpoints, and so tell us a little bit about community involvement of your team.
Well, it's when I moved to Dalton, I was Derek told me let's get you involved in a Rotary group, and I didn't know what a Rotary group was, in all honesty, and I turned up and there was a good group of people there, and the next thing I know, this group of people were really getting us involved in the community. And I thought, you know what, this is a perfect opportunity to get these athletes involved, because in my opinion, being a student athlete, there's a lot more that comes with it than just what you see there athletically, academically, and then in the community too. This is our community. We want to support it as much as we can, and so we spent a lot of time we spent a little bit of time at the Miracle Field at the Special Olympics. The Special Olympics was held out at Knob North. We spent a lot of time at their golfing event, and then tomorrow some of the guys are going out with Special Olympics bowling. So just everything we can. Especially, I try and keep it sports related, which they enjoy too.
Yeah, well, great. Sounds like you've got a great program going there, and Dalton State, and it'd be welcome to come back to our show. All of the different athletic departments or coaches and teams from Dalton State could come back to the show. You went to, we mentioned earlier, you went to UTC. You played as a Mock, and you coached for the Mocks for a while, right?
Yeah, I moved over here at 18, spent 4 years, and then 3 years coaching, and then moved on to Dalton.
Well, it's been a huge year for Chattanooga in a lot of spaces. And the golf team, amateur champion for UTC, and also Mocs one game away, or maybe not even one game away from a first playoff berth since probably before you were born.
Yeah, go Mocs. I hope they do get it.
Yeah.
Coach Huseman has done a fantastic job with that program.
It is a great program. Mocs basketball team playing well. Lady Mocs beat Alabama last week, so there's been a lot going on. Anything else? What are you? What other than obviously golf? What sports do you follow in your spare time?
Follow? Well,
Or play?
Nah, playing's out the picture. I'm done with that. I used to play a little bit of soccer when I was younger, but now it's following. Believe it or not, I'm a huge American football fan.
Okay.
I'm a big SEC follower. I like to see what's going on in the SEC, and then I do like the NFL. I'm a big Peyton Manning fan.
Okay, yeah.
And then we've got a couple of guys that my wife knows that play in the NFL also, so we follow them. Likes of Chris Durham. So.
Okay. Very good. Now, did you grow up? You grew up in Southwest London. Would that make you Southwest? You said
Southwest, just outside
Southwest.
of Wimbledon.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to think what naturally would make you a fan of in the Premier League. But did you have as a kid? Did you follow?
Well, growing up, I used to be a Wimbledon supporter.
Okay.
Wimbledon then kind of they went separate ways and stuff, and that was at the point when I moved over to America. So kind of lost interest because they weren't one of the top Premier League teams, but. Now you've got your Manchester United, your Arsenals, your Chelsea. I'm not a huge Chelsea fan, even though I'm from the London area.
Yeah, well, it's like, there's only one real team in Fulham anyway. But we'll be back with more sports viewpoints. Perhaps even talking to Coach Rickett if he can stay Rickett. If he can stay, I'm adding an S to his name. We'll be back with more sports viewpoints in just a few minutes right here on Channel 39. Welcome back to Sports Viewpoints. I'm Bill, your host. We got Ben Rickett, golf coach at Dalton State Roadrunners. You can talk to either of us on an exciting event coming up Saturday, November the 16th. That's this Saturday, 2 to 6 p.m. The Athletic Edge grand opening. It's a 50,000 square foot training facility, 50-yard indoor football field with Keith Henderson of UGA fans, played for the 49ers, is doing football instruction there, batting cages, simulators, wrestling, boxing, MMA. You a big MMA guy?
I'm not a huge fan of it, I'll be honest with you.
Parents area, concessions. It's at Athletic Edge, just opening this weekend, exit 341 off I-75. Left on Lake Catherine Road, left on Bonifacius Road. Wow, did I get that right? And it's on the left. You can find more at the Athletic Edge sportsview.biz. Keith Henderson, we talked about the Miracle League. He was down helping out sometime with the Miracle League and doing some other charity work in Dalton. Well, it's exciting. As an athletic program starting out at Dalton College, I've seen obviously the basketball team playing now. How many sports are going to be involved once you get kicked off?
Right now we have men's and women's golf. Women's golf will actually start the following year. We're in the process of recruiting them. We got men's and women's cross country, which is already underway. Volleyball, competitive cheerleading, and basketball. And then obviously the future is to add sports like soccer, which I think would be very, very good for us in the Dalton area. And then in the long term, I think maybe potentially sports like women's basketball, baseball, softball. I know Derek's visions, and we support what he is looking towards and striving towards. And again, I cannot say enough what a great job he's done and helping us out as coaches and giving us everything that we need.
Yeah, well, it's exciting as you have a new athletic program building in Dalton, somewhere to spend your time and to follow. And I know the players get out there and work hard, and it's great for them to see the community involvement and community coming out and supporting them in their.
And I think that's something it's big, especially for a first-year program, because those people that may be on the edge in the community will start saying, you know what, hopefully this program is bringing a lot of good to Dalton, and hopefully we will continue that over the months and years to come.
Absolutely, a lot going on in Dalton. A lot going on this weekend. A big football game, a couple big football games, but Georgia Auburn, probably the biggest game of the week. It's the CBS game, big game for the SEC and East and the West. The winner of this game is still alive and likely and going to the SEC championship game. You mentioned SEC football. Have you seen any games lately?
I've watched. I went to the Tennessee-South Carolina game a few weeks ago, and I'll be going,
big home win for the Vols.
And hopefully going to get another one against Vanderbilt. I'm going to go to the Tennessee Vanderbilt one in a couple of weeks too.
Tennessee has to win out basically to go to a bowl game, and got a good chance. Maybe Tennessee likely, if they win out, will go bowling in Birmingham, Alabama, the lovely metropolis of Birmingham. So. Yeah, that's what's going on. Football, you mentioned you're a fan of the Denver Broncos.
I am, big Peyton Manning fan. He's obviously having a wife that's a Tennessee fan and installing the Tennessee in you and following someone, who's just a straight up athlete. He does and what he represents too.
He really is amazing. Yeah. And another big game, kind of related to you again too. The Mocs play at Samford, another big game in Birmingham, Alabama, playing for the chance to go in the playoffs. It'd be exciting to see the playoffs in this area.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially what Coach Huseman's done with that program. He's turned it around, and this year looks like he's about to make it to the playoffs, and especially they've at least got the share of the SoCon championship right now.
Okay, that's very good. Well, we'll be back in 2 minutes with more Sports Viewpoints, and we'll wrap up. What? No more breaks? What is it? What kind of place is it? Oh no, we'll keep going and doing it. We talked about a lot going on this weekend. Anything going on with Dalton State athletics?
Well, I know that we've got a big competition coming up. We got the Silver Bell Sprint in December 6th, which I know that a lot of coaches are getting involved in, and again, it's something that we can represent well in the community and support the community too. There's a few small aspects of that and a little bit of intercollegiate competition, I guess, is the term, in a coaching competition.
In a coaching competition, so that'd be a lot of fun. Well, that's it for Sports Viewpoints. We'll be back next week with more Sports Viewpoints, and we'll talk more about college football, professional football, whatever is on your mind. Thank you, Ben Rickett of the Dalton State Roadrunners.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll love to have some Roadrunners more on the show. We'll be back next week with more Sports Viewpoints. See you.
It's been a long, long time. You're such a sight.